In this video, we will discuss about thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is an endocrine structure. It is located in the neck. This is the anterior part of the neck and this is the thyroid gland. This is the enlarged picture. Thyroid gland. Coming to the anatomy of thyroid gland. It is a butterfly shaped organ. This is thyroid gland having the shape of butterfly. There are two lobes, right lobe and left lobe. This is the left lobe and similarly on right side the right lobe. Then these two lobes are connected by a structure called a isthmus. Right lobe, left lobe and right lobe are connected by a structure called a isthmus. Then this gland is about 25 gram weight in adult and having 5 centimeter length, 3 centimeter wide, 2 centimeter thick and isthmus is about 1.25 centimeter in height and width. The weight is 25 gram. The dimensions are 5 into 3 into 2 centimeter and the isthmus is about 1.25 into 1.25. The gland is usually larger in women and increases in size during pregnancy. It is situated between C5 to T1 vertebrae. It lies against and around larynx and trachea. The thyroid and the cricoid cartilage lie just above the gland below the Adam's apple. This is the Adam's apple of thyroid cartilage. Here you can see Adam's apple and thyroid cartilage. This is the cricoid cartilage. So both of these cartilages lie above the thyroid gland. So it is a butterfly shaped organ. It was left lobe and right lobe connected by narrow isthmus, weight 25 gram, dimension 5 into 3 into 2 of the lobes and isthmus 1.25 into 1.25 centimeter, extended between C5 to T1 vertebrae, thyroid and cricoid cartilage just above the thyroid gland, and it lie against and around the larynx and trachea. About the extensions of isthmus and the gland, the isthmus extends from second to third rings of trachea. This is the isthmus. It extends from second to third ring of trachea. The uppermost part of the lobe extends to the thyroid cartilage. This is the uppermost part on both sides. It extends to the thyroid cartilage. This is thyroid cartilage. Then the lowermost part. This is the lowermost part on both sides. It extends around the fourth to sixth tracheal ring. This is a tracheal ring. The uppermost part extends to the thyroid cartilage and the lowermost part extends to the fourth to sixth tracheal ring. This is gross anatomy of thyroid gland anterior view. You can see the hyoid bone and the muscles attached to hyoid bone. This is epiglottis, thyroid cartilage, common carotid artery on both sides, right lateral lobe, left lateral lobe, left subclavian artery, right subclavian artery, trachea and aorta. Some of the organ in close relation with the or in close proximity with the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is covered by a thin fibrous capsule. Here you can see the fibrous capsule, thin fibrous capsule. It has an inner and an outer layer. The outer layer is the false capsule and inner layer is the true capsule. Then the true capsule or the inner layer extend into the substance of thyroid gland as septae. The lines you can see in this picture is the septae. This septae divides the substance into different lobules. These are the lobules. These light colored areas are the lobules. Then the outer layer, that is a false capsule, is continuous with the pretrachea fascia. It is in close relation with the pretrachea fascia and thus it is attached to the cricoid cartilage. Then this attachment, the structure which attaches the thyroid lobe into cricoid cartilage, this is called the Berry ligament or ligament of Berry. This ligament causes or because of the attachment of thyroid lobe to the cricoid and thyroid cartilage, we can see the movement of the gland in the anterior part of the neck when we swallow something. About the microscopic structure, each thyroid gland is covered by a capsule. The capsule has two layers, outer layer and an inner layer. Inner layer is true capsule, outer layer is false capsule. The true capsule extends into the thyroid gland as septum to divide the gland into lobules, microscopic lobules. Then the outer layer is continuous with the pretrachea fascia and it attaches the gland to the cricoid and thyroid cartilage through a ligament called the ligament of Berry. Because of this attachment, the gland will move along with this cartilage during swallowing. The functional unit of thyroid gland is the spherical thyroid follicle. This is the spherical thyroid follicle. This follicle is lined by cells called the follicular cells. This is the follicular cells. Follicular cells. This is otherwise called the thyrocytes. It secretes thyroid hormone. Thyrocytes secrete thyroid hormone. Then occasionally you can see a cell called the parafollicular cell. This is the parafollicular cell. This is the parafollicular cell. These cells are otherwise called the C cells because it secretes a hormone called calcitonin. Then inside there is a lumen. It contains colloid. Colloid is a gel-like substance. For the microscopic anatomy, the functional unit of thyroid is the spherical thyroid follicle. This is the spherical shaped thyroid follicle. It is lined by cells called follicular cells or thyrocyte which secrete thyroid hormone, and occasionally you can see C cells secreting calcitonin, and there is a lumen filled with the colloid. About the anatomical relations of thyroid: anterolateral, posterolateral and posterior-medial relation. Anterolaterally, we can see sternothyroid muscle, superior belly of omohyoid muscle and sternohyoid muscle. Posterior-laterally, there is carotid sheath with its contents. Posterior-medially, there is larynx, trachea, pharynx, esophagus, external laryngeal nerve and a recurrent laryngeal nerve. So remember, this recurrent laryngeal nerve passes posterior medially to supply larynx. About the vascular supply, thyroid gland secrete hormone directly into the blood. So it needs high vascularization. This is achieved by two main arteries, superior and inferior thyroid arteries. They are paired arteries rising on both left and right. Here you can see the superior thyroid arteries on both sides. The superior thyroid artery supplies superior and anterior portion of the gland. Inferior thyroid artery supply posterior inferior aspect of the gland. In around 10% of people, there is an additional artery and that is called the thyroidema artery. It supplies anterior surface. The venous drainage is by superior, middle and inferior thyroid vein. Superior thyroid vein, middle thyroid vein. These two veins empty into internal jugular vein. This is the internal jugular vein. Here you can see the inferior thyroid vein which empty into brachiocephalic vein. This is the brachiocephalic vein. And this is the recurrent laryngeal nerve which passes very closely to the larynx through the side of the thyroid gland. Coming to the nerve innervation or nerve supply, it is from branches of sympathetic trunk. The lymphatic drainage includes many lymph nodes, namely perithyroid node, prelaryngeal, pretracheal, paratracheal, and superior and inferior cervical nodes draining different parts of the thyroid gland. About the clinical relevance, we already told the recurrent laryngeal nerve lies in close proximity with the thyroid gland. So during surgery of the thyroid gland, this nerve can be damaged and causes vocal cord paralysis. Some conditions of thyroid include goiter, it is thyroid swelling. It is a general term for thyroid swelling. Goiter means thyroid swelling. Thyroiditis, itis is the inflammation, so inflammation of thyroid. Hyperthyroidism, hyper means high, so it is the excessive level of thyroid hormone production. Hypothyroidism, Hypo means below, low production of thyroid hormone. Graves' disease, it is a hyperthyroidism due to autoimmune condition. Thyroid cancer, uncommon form of cancer, usually curable. Thyroid nodule, an abnormal mass or lump in the thyroid gland. These are extremely common. It can cause hypothyroidism or cause no problem. Then there is a condition called thyroid storm. It is a rare form of hypothyroidism in which there is extremely high level of thyroid hormone causing severe illnesses. So hypothyroidism and its varieties include thyroid storm, Graves' disease. This is in brief about anatomy of thyroid gland. Thanks for your patient listening. Please subscribe and share. Thank you.